Welcome to the Trading Lounge and the FX report, and here we're looking at the US dollar, and look, we're on track moving higher through here, this particular wave 3 here, in terms of 1, 2 and third wave is not complete yet. We'll move a fourth and a fifth up into this area through here. We're in a series of wave 4s through here. What you see here is not what you get over here. So this is the beginning of the trend here, the middle of the trend here, and in fact the middle right here. So this series of 1s and 2s in here, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, we start to see those unfold here as 4s and 5s through here. So it'll be slow going through here, but the main point is that the trend is still up. So look, just drilling into that particular trend there, it looks a little bit like this here. I have moved the wave 3 off this high here to this area through here, and put wave 4 here. And one of the reasons for that is because I can see that we've got 5 waves down through to here. It's just the best fit really. But if that's not the case, then if this is the wave 3 up here, then we've got 5 waves here and a retracement back up here, then we'll get another move down here, testing this low here, and it could pierce this low as well and then move up from that point there. So it's not a big deal, but as it stands, we should see this move up for 1, back for 2, and move up through this area through here. And just here on the 15-minute chart here, we can see that from that high I was just talking about, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 down here. So quite a clean structure down through here as 5 waves. If this here was corrective here, then I would be looking at this being an A wave down, a B wave, and then a C wave coming here and then moving up. But looking at this here, it does appear that it's possible to call this wave A, wave B in 3 here, and wave C in 5 here. And then looking at this here as an impulse wave here, so we'd look at this as 5 waves, and then an A and a B and a C back here to the 50-60% retracement level, and then a move up higher through here. However, if we do get a move down through to here, I wouldn't worry about it too much, because then it would be this is the A, the B, and the C here, and then a move up from that point there. So it's not a big deal. And, as the mirror opposite for the euro, we know that the euro is, sort of consolidating at 135. So at the 135 area here, we knew that coming into the 135 that it would get messy, and it is. And there's a couple of alternative counts for this particular market on the intraday basis, but it's not like it's a big deal. Basically, we're seeing the market move down to 135, have a few bounces as wave 4s, and then move down here again. So that's what we're looking at. The 2 counts, one of them is like this here, where we've got the 1 here, back for 2 here, and then we're looking for 5 waves in here for the third wave here. So that's possible to have those in there. There is another count that these 5 waves aren't finished, but just staying with this chart for a moment, we would be looking back in this particular case here as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, which is actually here. So it could come back a bit higher than expected to 135.65, possible. We'll see. And then wave 5 down through here. If you're trading this short, the idea was to cover into 135, or at least, or into group 1 of 135, or take 50% profit in there. Or the other side of the coin was to use the weekly robo method for the longer term short traders. Just drilling in here a little bit further into the 1 hour chart here, this is just the other count here that we've been working, and it just from wave 2 up here, it's just wave 1 to here, wave 2 to here, and then looking at this, and it's quite a nice fit really for wave 5 down to here. And then we get this spike down to here, and I'm looking at this being an A wave up to here, a B wave in 3 waves to here, and a C wave in 5 waves to here for wave 4. And then we go down for wave 5, maybe not this far down, maybe, just into this area through here. as wave 5 of 3, and then the A, B, and C for wave 4, pulling back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree here, and then wave 5 down through to here. So as I mentioned, coming into this area down through here, of course 135 is the balance line, but we'll be seeing group 1, the 10, 20, and 30, acting as a filter and then resistance over here, and group 2 here, 65, 72, and 80 as supports. So what we're really looking for here is a maturity in terms of patterns and so forth, time spent here at the 135, and then simply looking at the market after maturity and saying, well, you know, is this market supported or is it resistance, and what are the patterns telling us at that point there. So we're not really looking for any sort of trend trading here at the moment. So, you know, if you've made money in the trend, you know, don't start poking this market with a stick here and there and trying to get in and out around here, because, you know, you'll just get whipped. Okay, the Australian dollar could have a good opportunity coming into play here. Now, as you know, we've had two counts on this, a bullish count and a bearish count, and there is a bias to the bearish count at the moment, and we're going to look at that, and we're going to see if we can get in there and add some short trades in there. Now, I won't go into the bigger picture in a great detail, but basically we've been looking for 5 waves up from the low down yonder here, and if that's the case, being wave 1 or the A wave or even wave C of a intermediate wave 4, but I won't go there at the moment. But you know, if we do have a top in here, then we'd be looking for a reasonable move to the downside here. That's what we're looking for. So basically what we're going to talk about is actually trying to get some short trades in to this little section here. Now, we don't need to overdo it. We're going to keep the stop above the, if these short trades get triggered, that is, then we will be keeping the stop above this previous high here at 94.11. The idea is to have short trades in here. Of course, there's going to be support at the 93 here. And if we've got short trades in here, once the 93 becomes the retested resistance, then we'll look to add short trades in here as well. We need to build it up in such a way that we don't get it top heavy, of course, so we need to bear in mind that. But we do want to get a few positions in here up our sleeve as such. So let's look at that. So one of the main points that makes this market bearish is this little structure here on the 2-hour chart or 1-hour chart or whatever you want to look at it as it is, because it's in 3 waves here. So that's corrective. Now, it's not confirmed as corrective because we would need to see this low here taken out. So we were thinking of shorting at 93.35 on this low here. But I'm sort of thinking, well, you know, it'd be sort of nice to get in a little bit early, but how early do you get in? Because that's where we need to accommodate the risk. That's where the risk is, because we don't have a confirmed count to the downside. Because as it stands, we have 5 waves here, we have 5 waves here. So this could actually be up for wave 1, back for wave 2 here, and then up for wave 1 of a smaller degree, then back for wave 2 again, and then moving up through here. So finding support on 94 here takes us into the bullish area, into the bullish count. So, and it can do that from, you know, the 93.72 sort of area through here. So we need to sort of, you know, we need to, let's go in and have a closer look at this here. Don't worry about any of these wave counts here for the time being. You know, so this could, you know, on the bullish side here, if we look at this up to here, because we do have 5 waves up there, you know, we can look at this coming back as an A and a B and 5 waves down here for the C wave here, finishing here and moving up from this point here. And this is the 50 and the 61.8 retracement level here. So initially, our short trade was to take this low out here, and of course that can be done, and that's not the problem. But it would be nice if we could, you know, move in earlier through here. So I think that the first step is to look at this here. So I can look at this here, and I can see that if this is going to be a wave C here, if this is going to be an A and a B and a C here, and the market's going to push up from here, then that's what it will do, because from here we got wave 1 here, wave 2 here, then we got wave 3 to here with 5 waves in it, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it's the third wave, the fourth wave, and the fifth wave. So really, if this low here gets taken out, then we can look at being, well, not confirmed bearish, but the bias starts to build to the short trade from that side, the short side. So what we can do is we can look at these numbers here. If the 93.72 becomes the retested resistance, then we can look to short there. We can also look to add at 65, 93.65, which is here, this group 2 here. So we can look to add a position, so looking for a retest of 93.72 or 93.70, somewhere in there. Look for a retest in there, failed retest, and also the same at 93.65, the same at 93.50, the same at 93.30 and 20, and then under 93, then we start another sequence under there. So even if you're just trading one position or something, it's just to lock them under those resistance points there. In saying all of this, we do need to keep the stop above this high here. For the time being, we may be able to bring it down to just above the 94 there, and then once we've got a locked under here or under here, then we can bring it down, above the 90 here. Not putting it at whole numbers, of course, but 93, 93 or 97 or something. Anyway, we can work on that. But the idea is just to get a really small positions that are not really going to bother you. That's the main point. Undertrade, undertrade, and undertrade is the aim of all of this. So just drilling into here, and you need to ask yourself what, at the 72 here, what is resistance? What is tested resistance? And we could just take this example here for as an example, because it's the same sort of footprint, fingerprint, DNA pattern, whatever. And it's just simply that, you can sort of see after the event in hindsight, but you can see that this is all of group 2 here, 80, 72, and 65. You can see here that, the market's tried to get back up here. It can trade above it, but it's not finding support there, is it? So really what you need to find is a reference point. So, after the market's moved down, find some sort of reference point here, and, lower highs here, for instance, that might be sort of helpful. Indicators might be helpful. In some way, you need to recognize, these retests back up here need to be on lower volume as well. And there is volume on the Forex chart, but it's just the volume indicator of how many times the price has changed in that period. And because I know how to read volume, that indicator is actually okay. Of course, you could go to the CME futures market and have a look at that sort of thing from the futures market point of view as well. But yeah, you can see it on that volume indicator. Yeah, so we're looking for something, obvious that's here, that's retested resistance at the 72 area through here, and then the 65, then the 50. So building in that short trade to the downside there. It is higher risk because we don't have a confirmed trend. Okay, moving on a little bit, but that's kind of one of the better trades I see around if it's going to play out. The Euro Australian, as I mentioned yesterday, this is a corrective pattern. At some stage it will move lower, but it's working with 144. 144 is, 72 number. It's part of the 9 series. It's part of where Gann and Fibonacci meet at that particular number. And in geometry, it always kicks in. It always kicks in, and basically that's what it's doing at the moment. So it's finding that sort of support there, and it's until it becomes the retested resistance, this market's not going to break not going to break down to the downside. This is our wave count so far. So we've been all the way through here as looking at this we know this is corrective. So we know at some point that low will be taken out, and we've been looking at counting all the way through down here. We can look at that in a moment. It does appear there's a little wave 4 here, and we'll get a wave 5 coming down through to here. I do need to point out, if this correction gets bigger and uglier, it would get bigger and uglier in terms of this being an A wave up here, this being a B wave here, if a new low wasn't made, and then a C wave over here in 5 waves, and then we would go down. I don't think that's the case, but it's possible. Things can do markets can do this, and that's the weak spot in corrections, really, in the whole Elliott thing. The corrections can just double in size, and we knew that, we experienced that through here as well, but I felt that we did a really good job through here. But just drilling in here a little bit here is that we'd been looking for wave 2 up here in blue, down to 3 to 4 to 5 here. So now we're looking for wave 4 here that can pull back to the wave 4 of one lesser degree. I don't think it will pull that far back. In fact, we don't particularly want it to move below this level here. So it needs to really stay above here. I know that Forex does overlap a bit, so let's just see how we go here. If the 144 finds resistance again, then obviously it's going to move down lower from that point there. Not a good looking trade though, but it's there. The pound yen. Okay, the weekly chart here. Okay, so what we're looking for here is wave 4 to come into play. Now, from wave 3 to wave 4, we're looking at an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave. This C wave, if it comes off, would be in 5 waves as such here, and we'd be looking for it like that, and then we'd see wave 5 up. Now, I'm not interested in shorting here unless this 172 becomes the retested resistance, okay? So that's what we're kind of considering. Now, it's going to take a while for it to move through that. This is just it here, wave 3 here on the daily, the A wave, an A and a B wave over here, and the 5 waves in the C wave we've got up through here. And I have labeled this down as an A and a B and a C here because it's moved down in 3 waves, but we could end up getting a larger move down through here, as I just mentioned. But like I said, we want that 72 there as the retested resistance to do that. The current move down here is in 3 waves, and I've just simply labelled it the A, the B, and the C. But I'm mindful that this can get bigger and uglier, and it would do that from having an A and a B and a C back into here, the 50-60% mark here, and then moving down from that point there. So this would be basically down for 1 and back for 2, and then down for 1 of a smaller degree and back here. I just want to let this we have traded through all of this a bit, so I just want to see this unfold here first. I want to get a better idea of what this is all about here. So we need to drill in and work at what we've got here. Okay, so it's just going to take time to do that. And I've got a few ideas about it all. Pulling back to this particular area through here. This would be the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave up into this area through here. But I want to see it develop. We want to see it develop and finish and all the rest of it. So there's nothing here at the moment. You don't want to be trading in, this is 173, this is group 1 here, this is group 2 here. We don't want to be in this range. We want to be outside of that range. We want to capture the next trend. The euro yen, the euro being a bit weaker, it's got the same weekly pattern here, but the one we just looked at, the pound yen, was way up here, and this one here is down here. So we're looking at this as across the 140 here, we'll look at this as an A and a B and a C wave here. Once completed, we'll see a move up through here. This move down through here is a C wave, and we're looking at it, sorry about that, in 5 waves here. That's what we're basically looking at it in. So we're trying to count 5 waves. So in doing that, over to here on the daily chart here, we've got the A wave down, the B wave up in 3 waves, and we're looking for the C wave down here in 5 waves. So we're looking at this as down for 1, back for 2, and then 5 waves down here in green for the wave 3 here, then across to wave 4, and then down for wave 5 here. And in wave 5 here, this one here, we're also looking for 5 waves here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we are looking for a low here. Okay, so that's what we're doing. So we need to be looking at this here, and inside that here So from wave 4 up here, we're looking for 5 waves down, which counts so far as nice 5 waves down for 1, back for 2 here, and then we're looking for 5 waves down for third wave. 1, 2, 3, 4 at the moment coming in here. They'll come back around 137.40 area through here for wave 4, and then wave 5 down for wave 3. Then we'd be looking for wave 4 here, then wave 5 down yonder, down here, to complete the 5th wave down through to here. That's what we're looking at here. So a longer term buying opportunity presents itself over through here. It's not good to trade through wave 4s of this particular degree unless you're scalping, and you know, it doesn't really make a difference to you. But in terms of trend trading here, if wave 4 is completed, we could do wave 5 down here, which should be roughly the same length as this move here, but obviously this was headline driven, so it may not be that length here. It may be shorter here, but let's just sort of see how we go. We need to work our way through this particular corrective pattern here, and just on the 1 hour chart here, this is the best fit that I've got so far in terms of wave 3 being here, impulse wave here for A wave, then an A and a B and a C for the B wave here, and looking for the C wave up around the 38.2 retracement area. So look, basically, you know, 137.30, we should see 40, we should see a turning area through here. Yeah, so not a big deal as such. If you wanted to short this, you could probably sort of look at you know, some sort of breaking of this and resistance at 137, but it'd be nice to see this complete itself up here, and completing itself with 5 waves, so 1, 2, something like 3, 4 and 5 to here, and then, you know, moving down through here. So you want that as a tested resistance here with a reference point here, and from that point you could do it up here, but the risk is high, of course, because corrections can just basically double in size and you get trapped there. Sometimes you get away with it, sometimes you don't. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.